a 36-year-old man is expected to appear in the Pretoria Magistrate's court today in connection with the murder of a woman in Eersterust, that's in the country's capital. The suspect was arrested in Polokwane, though, earlier this week. The woman's partially burnt body was discovered on the 31st of July, weeks after she had been reported missing. SABC News senior reporter Patricia Visagie is watching developments on the story, and she joins us now live. And Patricia, when this woman's body was found, there were questions in some quarters about whether or not we have a serial killer on the loose.
Well, good morning, definitely, and that has left the community of Eersterust and perhaps surrounding communities, Mamelodi, Nelmarpius, some of the other areas, Silverton, leaving community members on tenterhooks about what is happening. You'd understand that the manner in which the body was discovered is also one of the reasons that has raised much concern. The body apparently very brutalized and buried in a shallow grave in Eersterust. Community members demanding, proper investigations to find out what has been happening. But perhaps what has raised this concern is that between the months of June and July, other bodies of women were discovered at a railway line close to Eersterust, and these bodies were burned. And this is what community members believe that it could be the doing of one person. But of course today, here at the Pretoria Magistrate Court, the suspect who is appearing in connection with the body that was discovered in Eersterust. I just want to bring in the community of Eersterust. You can see that some activists have been mobilizing here at a court, where of course they have shown up and they also want to be part of this matter. It is Women's Month. Some of them are raising concern, saying that it's so unfortunate that these incidents are happening during a month where women need to be celebrated, women need to be safe, and just some of the positives about our society that empower women need to be highlighted. But unfortunately, this happened. I want to bring in the community of Eersterust just to hear how they feel about this, and perhaps as we await for the suspect to appear in court, what are their feelings this morning. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. Perhaps introduce yourself and just take us through the concern that the community of Eersterust has with regards to the discovery of the body last week.
Goeiedag, good afternoon, good day, good morning, sorry, I'm so confused. Anyway, we in Eersterust are very, very, very scared at the moment. The police are not assuring any visibility or any, they're not transparent with the investigation to this point. We don't know if all the other 3 murders is related to the same suspect or whatever. They're not coming forward with this kind of information. They had an interview yesterday, but it was very vague and very unclear. So what we require from our community or the responsible people, more increased visibility. We want transparency, and we need our leaders to engage with the community and ensure that to tell us that we are safe, and we need not to worry about anything else, because at this point there's uncertainty, there's unclarity, and we are very nervous at the moment because there's pictures and stuff going around of other bodies and stuff like that. So we just need to find out what is happening here right now, as a belief.
All right, thank you so much. Going to turn to Memusha here. You have brought some of the ladies at your shelter, and you also, lamented the fact that it's Women's Month, yet we have to deal with these kind of developments. If you can just tell us about your concerns this morning.
I'm very concerned. My name is Moshimate from Youth for Survival, NPO. We have a shelter for abused women. It is a concern that in our country, still women are being murdered. There's darkness in the country. It is Women's Month, and we are never celebrated. We are carrying these candles today because our prayer is that let there be light in South Africa. Let this gender-based violence stop once and for all. Let justice prevail. Let the perpetrators be booked and taken in to prison and never let out, because women are in fear, women are scared. Even the ones in our shelters, they are not sure how long they are going to be safe. They want to return to their families, but they are scared for their life. What kind of a country and a life is this?
Now that the suspect is set to appear, of course it's his first appearance, as the criminal justice system now kicks in, what would you like to see happens in court in order for your wishes to be realized, and perhaps, just going that extra mile to see the scourge of gender-based violence in the country perhaps dented and ultimately eradicated?
Firstly, bail must never be given to people that are involved in gender-based violence, because the victims then don't feel safe. The families don't feel safe. Firstly, there must be no bail for this person. No bail whatsoever.
All right, thank you so much. There, of course, one of those calls that we've been hearing, echoing very loud every time when we hear and see these type of matters appear before court. The activists are calling for no bail, saying that the justice system needs to kick in at the inception phase, and that is at the bail application process. We've heard this over the years, some of them even saying that it sends out a wrong message to other victims in society. It also lessens the confidence that ordinary citizens have in the criminal justice system, and in particular the NPA, when perpetrators of such crimes are released on bail. There's also concerns that they often raise about the safety of witnesses, the safety of victims and their families often when these people are released. So we will have to see what happens in court. What exactly will the accused be charged with? As I said, that so far there is no proper evidence that links him to the other murders, the other bodies that were discovered near Eersterust. Of course, police continue their investigations. They've also, appealed on women out there to be alert, to be cautious, and to perhaps make sure that whenever they go out, that they notify whoever close to them about their whereabouts. Also, they've appealed on perhaps society out there to be their ears and eyes if they know anything, to come forward with the necessary investigation. So it is now about what is going to happen in court, and we'll bring you more updates as this case unfolds.
All right, Patricia Visagie, live to us there from Pretoria with that developing story for now. Thanks very much indeed.